Oh, we got some Eagles flying into Vegas. Time to pluck some feathers. Stay tuned after the intro.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
This is Raiders Allegiance with Lunatic Raider. Welcome to the dark side.
What is the deal, Raider Nation? Welcome to Raiders Allegiance with yours truly, Lunatic Raider. Today, we'll be discussing Week 7's opponent, the Philadelphia Eagles, who fly into town Sunday and face us at the Allegiant Stadium, aka the Death Star. There's keys to victory in this game that we must pay attention to and execute on offense and on defense. I want to see if we can keep this thing rolling from last week's victory over the Denver Broncos. It's a different team now. We're facing the NFC East team that's sitting at 2-4 with a dual threat quarterback, but he's more of a threat running than he is passing in Jalen Hurts, the second-year quarterback that Philadelphia has. Now, they're dealing with some injuries as far as, I think, some linebackers, but the two people that we have to pay attention to on the defensive side of the ball for Philadelphia is Bennett and Hargrave, the defensive tackles. They disrupt a lot of offensive plays, and the defense or the offensive line has their handful with these two, especially with our youth on our offensive line. So, with that being said, the main focus has to be keeping them out of the backfield and disrupting Derek Carr in his passing game. Because this game is suited for Carr and his passing. And what I've noticed about the defense of Philadelphia is that they're known to play, they're soft in the middle of the field between the linebackers and the corners, the secondary, the corners and safeties. There's pockets. I can see, receiving wise, I can see Renfro having a hell of a day. But you can also use Waller because there's nobody on Philadelphia that's going to match up with Waller. I'm assuming they're going to try to double this dude. They're going to put a safety on top of him. You know what I mean? But if that happens, now you have to worry about Ruggs being man for man. Renfro sitting down in the pocket, finding the soft spot and just getting the receptions and keeping the chains moving. Carr has to be on his game. He has to pay attention to the pocket awareness as far as getting rid of the ball before taking a sack or even rushing a pass into a potential interception. But all in all, our offense is solid. We have weapons. Last week, Carr targeted 10 different receivers. That's including running backs. So with Josh Jacobs and also Kenyon Drake in our backfield, but we can also use them and implement them into the passing game. That's just more weapons that Carr has to use. And I would not be mad if he goes to the dink and dunk short yardage type situation, because like I said, once the receivers get past these linebackers ain't a threat to me. Not at all. They're not a threat. Your threat is at defensive tackle. Your threat, you got a couple of threats in the secondary, but we've seen threats in the secondary before, and Carr handled his business. So now, with that being said, all Carr has to do is have his time and go ahead and just pick them apart. Pick them apart with medium passes in the middle, because the middle is so soft that they play in Philadelphia. I look at it like, wow. You know what I mean? I seen why Brady was dinking and dunking in the middle of the field and just tearing them up, because it was wide open. And you know that's where Renfro loves to eat. So I expect him to feast on some bird Sunday. You know what I mean? As far as the defense goes, my opinion is that the defense has to contain Hurts. Don't let him hurt you with his legs. Keep him in the pocket. You'll live another day if you allow him to pass. His passing ain't always accurate, but running the ball, he can pick up those third and longs, third and shorts and whatnot, and getting first downs and keeping the chains moving for their offense. So I expect which we're going to discuss later in a new segment I have called 3 the Hard Way, where I'm picking 3 players on either defense and offense that I consider to be factors in getting a win in this game Sunday. So we'll discuss that in a moment. But right now we'll discuss the fact that Philadelphia on their offensive side of the ball and against our defense, we have to contain him. We have to contain Hurts and don't let him be able to run wild and, you know what I mean, just off the cuff type plays where they can turn into big chunks of yardage. If we can contain them, don't let them out the pocket, smother them, and get to them, we should win this game Sunday. We should really win this game, and it shouldn't even be a close game. I can see the wheels turning as far as this offense and defense going. Believe it or not, well, some of y'all will believe it and some of y'all won't, but I think the dismissal or the resignation of John Gruden is that silver lining. It changed the whole dynamics of how the atmosphere of this team. Not saying that Gruden was a bad coach, but in today's football, with these young dudes, the way that I see the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator dealing with the players, how it's like, it's lax, there's no stress, it's like they can let their hair down and just go play, go have fun. You know what I mean? And I think that's a big factor in the turnaround of this team. Don't be surprised if this team goes and start racking up the wins, even against opponents such as Kansas City, Dallas on Thanksgiving. It's not going to matter. Once this team starts realizing their potential as a whole, individually they have to bring it to the table. But collectively, once they start understanding, when they start working as a whole machine, you know what I mean? It's gonna be hard to beat us. And I'm not really being biased, even though I am biased because it's my team. But it being my team, I pay attention to what they do and how they do it. And I'm seeing the camaraderie. I'm seeing the gel. They're getting a little bit better every week, if you notice. You know what I mean? Because don't forget, we was on a 2-game losing streak, and it was at a turbulent time with the whole Gruden incident. But they got over that quick. You know what I mean? They got over that quick and went into Denver and pounded them. You know, so it's yet to be seen if this is really the team we have. This should be another good test. Even though Philadelphia might not be one of the best teams in the league, still, it is a team in the league. You have to, if they're on your schedule. You can't just take a loss and be like, oh, it was just the Eagles. You have to win this game. This game will put you at 5-2. You know what I mean? You got a bye coming. You got the Giants coming. No, not coming, but you go out to New York on the East Coast and face the Giants. Then the big Sunday night game against Kansas City. That's the one I'm circling on my calendar. But before you get ahead of yourself, you have to take care of Philadelphia. You have to take care of the Giants. Do not have a letdown. Like last week, do not let down to a lesser team that's not as good as you or as talented. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and discuss the injury report on both sides of the ball with Philadelphia and the Raiders and see how we're looking in the injury department. Now, as you see, we have Friday's release of the injury report. The Raiders is almost at a full go. The only one that's really going to be missing, that's considered out for the game, is going to be Nick Bowers, the tight end, with a neck injury. But all in all, as you can go down the line and see, they were full participants in camp. I mean, not in camp, but in practice. The only other one that did not practice is Jonathan Hankins, which he had a personal leave. Don't really know too much about that. He had maybe some family issues that he had to deal with, but it's not injury related, so that's a good thing. But what's better is that he takes care of his family and everything is fine with them. But yeah, as we go down the line, you see that everybody else was a full participant. You know what I mean? And we're even talking about players that were like didn't practice and, you know what I mean, had minor like little injuries and so forth, but everybody's a full go. You know? Shoot. I see Darren Waller was limited Friday, But the day before he was full go. He didn't participate on Wednesday, but as you could, Friday it was limited. Maybe he tweaked a little something. I know he was had something with an ankle or whatnot. But And then you look at Philadelphia. Philadelphia had some people go full go, and then you got a couple of questionables on their injury report, because you got the safety Anthony Harris is considered questionable. He practiced on Thursday, but on Friday he didn't even participate. Then you have the other questionable was guard Jack Anderson, who is questionable also. But I don't see no outs. There's nobody that's out on their team that practiced and then was limited and full practice and so forth. But all in all, we're only really missing. Bowers is the only one tight end that ain't gonna play for the Raiders. So in health wise, it seems like we're getting healthier. I'm looking forward to. I don't know when Incognito is gonna come back, but once he does, that's gonna be a big help to the offensive line at that left guard spot. And that's what we need. That long as the offensive line continues to get better, continues to give Carr protection in that pocket, we're gonna be okay. We're going to be okay. They got to do better in the run game as far as, run blocking. But, I mean, all in all, I think eventually it'll come along. Like you said, this is a whole new offensive line this season. We're only going into week 7. It's a 17-game season, 17-game season this year. So we're getting ready to play to the 7th game, which means we're going to still have 10 games left. It's still a long season. So we'll see how these players come off the IR and how they can go ahead and contribute to what we're trying to do. But I see big things for the Raiders, man. See big things for the Raiders. So the next segment I got going is a new segment that I'm starting called 3 the Hard Way. I'm picking 3 players from the offense or defense that I feel has to play big in order for us to get this win. So let's go ahead and check this out. So this is what I call 3 the Hard Way. My 3 choices, picks for the players that I need them to have big games, and I'll break down why. Carr, Max Crosby, and Jonathan Abram. Now, a lot of people's not really mentioning Jonathan Abram, so I'm going to start off with him first on defense. The thing with him, what I need or would like to see him do is go ahead and be a spy on Jalen Hurts. Keep an eye on him. Wherever he go, you go. You know what I mean? Wherever that ball in his hand goes, you follow. And you put a hit on him. It's same like last week. You have to play like assholes. You got to put the quarterback on their ass, make them feel it every play. Even if they complete a pass, make sure they on their ass after they complete it. You know what I mean? Let that shit build up, because then they're going to start being panicky in the pocket. And when Max is coming and whoever else we're bringing in coming off that defensive front, he has to be worried about it. But I need Jonathan Abram to go ahead, come up to the line. They need to have him play the line and let him mirror Hurts and follow him around. Do not let this man use his legs to get big chunks on us, because that's what he can do. Everybody knows that. But we have the players that can match up with him and limit that from happening. You know what I mean? So I need Jonathan Abrams to go ahead and be the spy and follow Jalen Hurts when he's out there on the field, wherever he go with that ball after his height. Abram, you keep your eye on him. Do not fall for the okie doke. You know what I mean? Do not fall for the okie doke. Keep your eye on him. That's all you got to do. They're going to do that RPO shit and options and pass and all that other shit. So what you got to do is focus on him and not let him out of your sight. Keep him. Even if he gets rid of the ball, you stick with him, because, man, that little trickery shit they're going to try to run, trust me, they're going to try something. But, like I said, don't fall for the okie doke, man. Keep focused and just mess with him. Pay attention to him. Unless you see that ball going out of his hands and you know it's going out of his hands, go after the ball. But if not, you stay with him. Don't charge him. You keep him contained. Let Max Crosby, you know what I mean, and Ngakoue go ahead and get in there and put hands on him. You know what I mean? Let the defensive tackles do the same thing. Now, with that being said, let's talk about Max Crosby as my second pick as far as who needs to step up and have a big game. We seen him last week with 3 sacks. All right? We really need him now. We need to put the fear in the heart of Hurts. Like I said, we need Abram to contain him, but we need Max Crosby and the other defensive end and Ngakoue to go ahead and put the pressure on him, make that pocket collapse. Make him, if he shoots up the middle because them defensive ends is coming, I need Abram right there and put that damn shoulder in his gut. Put him on his ass. Cause a fumble. I'm predicting that Abram is going to get a forced fumble this game. Off of Hurts. This is my prediction. I think he's going to get a turnover that way. He's going to catch him out of nowhere and lay him down. Because he's going to try to run from Max and them. And man, while he's worried about what's behind him, he's not going to pay attention to what's in front of him. Abram got to put the wood on him. He got to lay the wood on his ass. Like I said, every play, I need to have Hurts on his ass every play. Make him think twice. Make him throw the ball when he's not ready. Make him try to tuck and run and get sacks. Make him be confused. Make him panic. That's what you got to do. So Crosby got to put the pressure from the outside, and Abram got to contain him. Keep him from jetting up the middle, trying to get 15, 20 yards because the defense broke down and couldn't get the sack while he's scrambling around back there. He's gonna scramble. That's what he does. But we can handle that. We can maintain it. Like I said, we went up against Jackson in week 1. We held our own, and that was only week 1 before everybody started getting acclimated with everybody. So that's one thing. My third player, Derek Carr. Derek Carr. Dude, you having a hell of a season. I'm expecting over 400 yards passing this game. And like I said, you can kill them in the middle where it's soft. And once you keep hitting them in the middle, and they don't want to bring the safeties and shit up, Rug time, Edwards time, Waller time, deep ball. That's all you got to do, deep ball. When they want to come up and try to keep that middle from getting tore up like they've been doing, like I said, I seen Tampa Bay playing them, and Brady was killing them in the middle. You know what I mean? There's all these little soft gaps in the middle on their defense behind the linebackers and in front of the secondary that, man, it's easy catches all day long. And once you start hitting them and over and over again with those mid-range passes in the middle, and they start bringing the secondary up to try to prevent that, and you get a man-to-man with Ruggs or Edwards or Waller, take advantage of it, Carr. But the offensive line got to give Carr the time to throw like they've been doing. They're doing better week to week. They just got to keep it up. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, my 3 the hard way for the victory against Philadelphia this Sunday, Derek Carr, Max Crosby, and Jonathan Abram. Those are my 3 with big games this week. So keep your eye on that, and let's see if my prediction comes true. If those 3 are the ones that keep us in the game and move us to 5-2. That's right. Well, it's been another episode of Raiders Allegiance with Lunatic Raider. I appreciate you guys. Please, I'm asking and begging and praying and hoping, and my Raider Nation family, trying to get this channel up and cracking, man. So it's all on you. This is the Raider Nation, man. This is all we got. You know what I mean? All I need you guys to do is go ahead and subscribe, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and share. That's all you got to do. I'm Lunatic Raider. This is Raider Allegiance. I'm out.